Hello, everyone. My name is Mike Moran. I'm the author of the Believers superhero novel trilogy, and we're reading in book one today. So let me share my screen so you can see what's going on. All right, chapter 26, A Night to Remember. Mom, Dad, I'm almost ready to go, Jerry called out from the bathroom. Ready to go where? Mrs. Miller asked. Out to dinner. You guys ready? Sorry, son, but we're staying in and ordering room service, Mr. Miller answered. Then what do I do for dinner? Jerry asked. Cynthia told us you two already had plans, and she'd meet you in the lobby. Make sure to dress nice, dear. She mentioned something about an Italian restaurant, Mrs. Miller explained. Jerry looked surprised, realizing that his casual jeans and shirt were not worthy of the occasion. He began frantically digging into his luggage, looking for just the right outfit, but he could not find it. Fortunately, he remembered exactly where it was, and he instantly teleported back to his parents' house. He jumped into his bedroom closet, pulled everything out, changed, and teleported back to the hotel room. He was now wearing a purple button dress shirt, black pinstripe pants, pointy black dress shoes, and his grandfather's gold watch, the same outfit he wore for Vaughn's college football party. He said goodbye to his parents and met Cynthia in the hotel lobby. Cynthia blew Jerry away with her long brunette hair, a dark blue dress, and silver high heels. She smiled, did a simple twirl, and asked, How do I look? Jerry stared at her and said, Stunning. She blushed and said, Thank you. They locked arms and walked outside together. They looked like the perfect fashionable couple, almost as if Cynthia knew exactly what outfit Jerry was going to wear. In this one instance, Jerry was predictable. Everything else about his life, however, was unpredictable and thrilling, just the way Cynthia liked it. They caught a shuttle and arrived for dinner at Casa di Angelo, one of the finest Italian restaurants in Atlantis. Cynthia had called earlier to make a reservation, so they were seated in less than 5 minutes. That was just enough time for Jerry to take it all in. The attractive host wore a long black dress, and the waiters all wore white dress shirts with black bow ties. There were tall racks full of wine bottles, white tabletops with candle lighting, Italian artwork on the walls, and a beautiful mural on the ceiling. He was not used to attending extravagant restaurants such as this, and it almost felt intimidating. As they sat down at a fancy dinner set, Cynthia was already smiling, chuckling to herself as she watched Jerry squirm in his chair. She knew this was not his kind of restaurant, but the kind of place that made him feel terribly uncomfortable. This was the beginning of her revenge against Jerry for forcing her to ride that terrifying water slide, and she was enjoying every second of it. When the waiter arrived and asked for drinks, Jerry was about to order his usual water, but Cynthia cut him off and ordered champagne for both of them. Jerry gave her a questioning frown, not understanding why she was doing this. When the waiter brought back drinks, she immediately ordered an appetizer, eggplant parmesan. For many people, it would seem like a delightful treat, but Jerry saw it as a blob of muck on his plate, full of everything he would never willingly eat. His patience was running out. He wanted to yell, scream, or walk away from the table. Cynthia noticed Jerry's disapproval and said, That water ride was really scary today. I thought I was going to die. At least now we can enjoy a lovely Italian dinner. Cynthia, you know I don't like Italian food, Jerry replied. She reached across the table and gently took Jerry's hand and said, If you love me, then you'll take a few bites of that wonderful eggplant. She smiled and winked at Jerry. He looked confused for a moment, but soon figured it out. He started laughing and said, "Really? That's what all this is about?" "That's right, Jerry, and don't you ever forget it," Cynthia said confidently. "If you make me do something I don't want to do, I'll always get you back. Now go ahead and attack that eggplant." Cynthia smiled and took out her cell phone. Jerry looked at the appetizer, grabbed a fork, and grimaced as he took his first bite. Giggling, Cynthia took pictures and posted them on social media. Afterward, they ordered their main meals and enjoyed a nice dinner. Jerry ate a simple entree, grilled chicken breast and mashed potatoes. Cynthia, on the other hand, ate an authentic Italian entree, linguine positano, which included shrimp, sauteed white wine, garlic, fresh tomato, and arugula. They also ordered ice cream for dessert and engaged in pleasant conversation. When they finished eating, they paid the bill and walked outside. Cynthia assumed their night was over and they were heading back to the hotel. Jerry, however, had a surprise for her. He took her hand and guided her toward the beach. There was nobody else around, just the two of them walking in the sand, looking at the stars and feeling the breeze flowing through their hair. As the calm waves brushed along the shoreline, Cynthia was trying to stay away from the water to protect her dress. Jerry noticed and asked, "What if you could walk on water?" "What are you talking about?" "I don't know. Sometimes I think about Jesus and other famous saviors. They had powers just like me. Do you think they were believers?" Jerry asked. "You mean someone like you, with the power of belief?" "Maybe," Cynthia said with intrigue. "But they were involved with gods and all kinds of unexplainable things. Are you saying they, like you, might have been regular people who received powers?" "I'm not saying they were regular people, and I'm not claiming to be exactly like them, but I just don't understand who or what I am. Why do I have these powers? What am I supposed to do with them?" Jerry looked a bit sad and overwhelmed. Cynthia moved in closer, looked up to him, and said, "You're not supposed to do anything. You're not bound by destiny or fate. It's your life. You can do whatever you want with your powers. Don't get hung up on things like that. Just follow your heart." Cynthia placed her hand over his heart, and Jerry paused for a moment. He felt her warm, gentle touch, knowing that she always wanted the best for him. He appreciated her in every way and understood that she felt the same way, which meant it was the perfect time to implement his surprise. He looked into her eyes and suddenly picked her up off the ground. "Ah! What are you doing, Jerry?" Cynthia cried. "I'm following your advice," Jerry exclaimed. "But you're walking toward the water. I don't want to go in the water." Cynthia kept squirming and closed her eyes, expecting to be submerged underwater. However, she felt nothing different. Eventually, she mustered the courage to open her eyes and saw endless water. She looked back to the shore and noticed how far away it was. Then she looked down and shrieked, "Oh my God, you're walking on water! We're in the middle of the ocean. How did you do that?" "I guess I'm full of surprises," Jerry replied. "If it's okay with you, I'd like to do something special." Cynthia nodded her head, and Jerry held her up with one arm, using his second arm to pull out his cell phone. He chose a slow song to play, put the cell phone back into his pocket, and gently placed her down on top of the water. She looked nervous until she realized that her feet could stand firmly on the water. She looked at him with amazement, and he said, "As long as you hold on to me, we'll share my power. Just don't let go." Cynthia smiled, and Jerry held her close as they danced on the water. Occasionally, a light spray of water would come up from the sea as they turned and twirled. Cynthia laughed and enjoyed every second. It was like a dream she wished would never end. It was a full moon, and light was sparkling on the water. The song soon ended, and Jerry sealed it with a kiss. Cynthia was smitten by Jerry as she looked up at him and said, "Take me wherever you want. I'm all yours tonight." Without a second thought, Jerry concentrated his power and they both disappeared. And that's it. That's the end of the chapter. I hope you all enjoyed it. See you next time for the next video. I can tell you that the rest of the book, which is almost over, there's only like 3 chapters left, 3 or 4. They're all action, high intense action. So I hope to see you all in the next video. Thanks a lot and have a good one.